How would you feel if you were scrolling through your feed and suddenly saw a video of yourself talking, moving, doing things you know you never did? A video that looks real, sounds real, and the comments? Full of people convinced it's actually you. No glitchy deepfake filter, no obvious edit, just you, in a moment that never happened. That's not science fiction anymore. That's where we are with VEO 3, the newest wave of AI video generation models. And it's not just celebrities or politicians getting cloned. It's everyone. Because the truth is, these models are being trained on the very things we post every single day. Our faces, our voices, our lives. Turned into raw material for something we never agreed to. Something that's only getting more powerful. But here's the real question. Should we be okay with that? How would you feel if you were scrolling through your feed and suddenly saw a video of yourself talking, moving, doing things you know you never did? A video that looks real, sounds real. And the comments? Full of people convinced it's actually you. No glitchy deepfake filter, no obvious edit, just you, in a moment that never happened. That's not science fiction anymore. That's where we are with VEO 3, the newest wave of AI video generation models. And it's not just celebrities or politicians getting cloned. It's everyone. Because the truth is, these models are being trained on the very things we post every single day. Our faces, our voices, our lives, turned into raw material for something we never agreed to. Something that's only getting more powerful. But here's the real question. Should we be okay with that? What makes VEO 3 so unsettling isn't just how realistic it looks, it's what it's built on. These AI models aren't conjuring scenes out of thin air. They're trained on real-world data, collected from every corner of the internet. Billions of public videos, photos, and clips polished. Some personal use to teach the AI how the world looks, moves, and behaves. That includes vacation vlogs, Instagram stories, TikToks, surveillance footage, and yes, even that random selfie video you posted 3 years ago. And here's the problem. Most people have no idea their content is being used this way. We upload, we share, we scroll, never really thinking about where that data ends up. But for these AI models, that content is gold. It's how they learn, your expressions, your tone, the way sunlight hits your skin, the slight tremble in your voice during a hard moment. All of it repackaged into training data. No credit, no compensation, no consent. The power VEO 3 holds is directly connected to us. And yet, we have almost zero say in how it's used. That's where the line starts to blur, not just between real and fake, but between creator and product. Because if AI can recreate the world using our lives, where do we draw the line? Let's not sugarcoat it. This isn't just a technological question. It's an ethical one. When AI models like VEO 3 are trained on public content, the companies behind them argue, it's all fair game. After all, you posted it, right? But does public mean permission? Just because something is visible online, does that give corporations the right to mine it, copy it, and rebuild it into something else without your knowledge? Think about it. Your face could help train a system that generates fake humans. Your voice could be used to shape an AI narrator. Your environment, your movements, your emotions, they all become data points. And in return, you get nothing. No notice, no payment, not even a warning. If someone used your art or music without permission, you'd call it theft. But somehow, when it's scraped for AI, it's labeled as innovation. This isn't just about copyright or ownership, it's about identity. Your digital presence has value, but we're being treated like we gave it away for free. And the most disturbing part? We never really got to opt in. These companies didn't ask us. They just assumed we'd be fine with it. So the question becomes, if our lives are the blueprint for AI, don't we deserve a say in how that blueprint is used? We've heard of deepfakes before, those eerie videos where someone's face is swapped onto another person's body, usually for laughs, politics, or something far worse. But VEO 3? It's a different beast. This isn't just swapping faces. It's recreating entire realities. You don't need source footage of someone anymore. You just need a prompt, and if that prompt happens to describe you, you might suddenly exist in a video you never took part in. And that's where things get terrifying. With VEO3, the barrier to creating fake video evidence is almost gone. No more grainy clips or uncanny movement giveaways. These videos are smooth, dynamic, cinematic. They could pass as real security footage, news reports, confessions, personal moments. This isn't about celebrities getting deep-faked into movies. This is about you, your likeness, your voice, your presence being turned into synthetic content that no one can tell is fake. And in a world where most people don't fact-check, where outrage spreads faster than truth, do you think anyone will bother to ask if the video is real? This is deepfakery, evolved. But the bigger issue isn't just what the tech can do, it's how casually we're accepting it. You think something this massive, this transformative, would spark outrage, that people would be demanding answers, calling for regulation, pushing back. But that's not what's happening. Most people, they're impressed, amused, maybe a little creeped out for a second. Then they scroll past it like it's just another cool filter or fun trend. We're becoming numb, conditioned. It's the same cycle we've seen again and again. At first, a new tech shocks us, then it entertains us, and before long, it becomes part of the background noise. We stop questioning it. We stop thinking about where it came from or what it means. It's just there, normalized. The most dangerous part, that passive acceptance. We've reached a point where seeing isn't believing anymore, and instead of panicking, we've shrugged it off. When people watch fake videos now, the instinct isn't, is this real? It's, huh, that's wild. And then, it's forgotten. There's a word for that kind of mental state, desensitization. And it's exactly what allows this technology to grow unchecked. Because if no one's pushing back, why would the people building it ever stop? Right now, VEO3 and its competitors aren't just sitting in research labs. They're out there actively being used. In commercials, in movie trailers, in political messaging, in influencer marketing. Brands are already experimenting with AI-generated actors and scenery to cut costs and speed up production. Why hire a full crew when an algorithm can generate a beach scene, a model, and a script in minutes? But it doesn't stop at ads and movies. These tools are being quietly tested in journalism, education, even government communication. And yes, there are darker corners too. AI-generated content is popping up in fake news networks, propaganda campaigns, and shady influencer accounts, spreading misinformation at scale, with zero accountability. And here's what most people don't realize. Companies and agencies are striking quiet deals to use these models. There's no public debate, no big announcement, it just slips into the system. VEO3, Sora, and other models are already shaping the information landscape, and most of us don't even notice. The guardrails? Barely there. The regulations? Still lagging years behind the pace of the tech. And every day that passes without scrutiny, this tech grows bolder, more realistic, more powerful, and more invisible. We used to have a clear boundary between what was real and what was fake. Photos could be edited, sure. Videos could be manipulated, but you could usually tell. There was a gap, a level of effort, of cost, of skill. That gap gave us time to think, to question, to verify. But VEO3 doesn't just close that gap, it erases it. Now, fiction can look more real than truth. A completely fake moment generated in seconds can spark real-world reactions. Outrage, sympathy, votes, violence. And that's the terrifying power we're dealing with. Because when you can no longer trust your eyes, what can you trust? People are already falling for AI-generated voices and texts. Add hyper-realistic video to that mix, and we're staring down the collapse of shared reality. What happens when a fake video of a world leader goes viral before it can be fact-checked? What happens when a synthetic scandal tanks a company or ruins a life? And what's worse, some people won't care if it's real. They'll react anyway. Because once the emotion hits, truth becomes secondary. That's the danger. When the tools to fabricate reality become indistinguishable from reality itself, trust breaks. And once trust breaks, everything else unravels. If this is where we are now, with AI generating lifelike videos from thin air, trained on our digital footprints, where does it go next? The short answer? No one truly knows. But one thing is certain, this isn't a phase. It's a fundamental shift in how we create, consume, and even understand reality. VEO 3 is just the beginning. Future models will be faster, smarter, better at mimicking nuance, emotion, subtlety. Soon, we could see entire virtual influencers built from scratch, no actors, no humans, just code. News clips that never happened, memories that were never lived. And people won't just watch these things, they'll believe them. They'll feel something. And that's what makes this so powerful and so dangerous. Meanwhile, we're being told it's all progress, that it's creative freedom, that it's innovation. But behind all the flash, we're losing control over our content, over our image, over truth itself. And the worst part? Most people don't even realize it's happening. We scroll, we like, we share. We feed the machine without ever asking what it's building, or who it's building it for. So maybe the question isn't, should we be okay with this? Maybe the question is, what happens when we no longer have a choice?